So this is the Awakened Empress, you guys. Actually, this is Stacy Linnell. I'm so used to saying this is the Awakened Empress, but this is Stacy Linnell here on Blossom and Grow. We're here for another episode of Social Seeds, you guys. I am getting ready to bring in our guest. Waiting for y'all to show up here at 6:30. I know that I told y'all I was going to be on here at 6:30 Eastern Standard Time, but I'm here to um, get you guys ready for our guest that's coming on. All right. Her name is Maisha Lachey, and she was born and raised in Nashville, Tennessee. Okay. She graduated from the College of Business with a bachelor's degree in business administration with a concentration in management from Tennessee State University. Okay. She has one son. She is, let me tell you, she is a writer, an author, published. She also is a model, and she's also an actress. Thank you guys for coming in and joining the live. Soon she will be coming in with us to talk about her healing journey. I don't know how many of you guys have been over on IG with us as we talk about people's healing from their trauma. But Mercy is coming on today to share a little bit of her story with us. Um, she goes by Merci Love. Okay, and she also, the two books that she has written, I have read one of them. I'm waiting to get unpacked so that I can read the other one. But she basically has done like an erotic genre with her books, you guys. And she is coming in today. I see her like in the live. So let me get her getting ready to be on here and a little bit with Mercy about her healing journey, about things that she is discovering about herself while she is on this healing journey. Okay, sorry that I'm moving y'all around. All right, Mercy, I see you done join us. Are you going to be on camera with us, or what's going on? Okay.
Okay, here we go. It had to ask me. Hold on.
Oh, okay, there it is. Oh, there you are, beautiful. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm well. I'm well. It's so good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
We have some people in here. Y'all get those likes up for us so we can get some more energy up in here, please. So I did introduce you, Mercy, but I want you to do a better job of it than what I did. Tell people your name, where you're from, and whatever else you would like us to know.
Like Miss Stacy said, my name is Maisha Lachey. I am from Nashville, Tennessee, born and raised in such a busy city. I now reside in Louisiana, Lake Charles, Louisiana, because it's the opposite of Nashville. Very calm, very pleasant here.
Okay. Okay.
um, I have one son and a bonus daughter. I did graduate from she didn't tell y'all, the Tennessee State University.
Excuse
Um,
me. Okay.
with a bachelor's degree in business administration with concentration in management. Um, in high school, I played around with writing, but only in poetry. I It was something about poetry at the time. It was where I would release most of my emotion. Growing up wasn't just hard for me, but it was different. Like I
Yeah.
was the black sheep in the family. So I had to release my emotions somewhere. So I did it in poetry. I ended up in some high school achievement book with my poetry and all of that stuff. But I didn't take up writing novels until 2017, far beyond high school. But around 2017, I had my share of narcissistic men. And instead of crying about this when I wrote about it, instead of breaking down and losing weight and all of that madness, what we go through with breakups, I just wrote about it. I collided my last relationship with the current one, and boom, made Mercy
Major
Love.
bucks.
Yes.
Please hold that up so they can see that real good. I will be putting up a post, you guys, with her books and the links of where you can buy them in the next post that I make here on Blossom and Grow. I want to ask you, when you were in between relationships, and you started to write. When you started to write, did you know that it was going to be a book, or did you just started to write your feelings? And
Absolutely not. No. Funny thing is, it was a Facebook challenge. Honestly, it was a Facebook challenge, a short story challenge or something like that going around Facebook. And I was so busy with work, I didn't even know what it was. But my best friend just kept saying, you need to get in this short story challenge on Facebook. And one day I wrote chapter one and it went crazy on Facebook. And they kept asking, okay, well, what happened? Who
where's
got the
part
key? Who
two?
got this? And who got that? So I just kept writing. And that's how I ended up with a book. I did not for 1 second think that a Facebook post was going to end up a book.
And that's why when people tell you to keep posting, you just never know
You
what's
never
going to
know.
come out of you posting whatever it is that
Yep,
you are posting about. Now, when you were healing from your relationships and you started writing, did you think that the writing was what was healing you, or did
for
you?
sure. I
Okay.
did. I did honestly because um, to me, if you write it out of your head, if you write it out of your head, you'll get over it eventually. And I most definitely it was a surprise for me because I play in my head a lot. So I didn't think that writing about it was going to get me over these people. Totally got me over these people, both of them.
Can you tell me? Can you tell me? Can you tell me if you realized that you were at the time going through a spiritual awakening? Or when did you realize
Um
that you were going through an awakening?
Well, okay, to be honest with you, this was about 7 or 8 years ago when I had the notion to just write about it. Then, huh?
What?
But look at both of us like, what? Like,
What did we say?
age restricted.
But what did we say? Did we even cuss?
I didn't say
It
nothing.
don't
Do you
matter,
know
girl.
how
Go
hard it is
ahead.
for
It
me not
don't
to
matter.
cuss?
You know TikTok is always trying to put some type of restriction on me.
Always. It's so hard for me not to cuss. Don't say I did something I didn't do.
Girl, ain't nobody worried about cussing up in here. We are grown, okay? There's no children should be watching this channel anyway. I mean, some of them might, but they cuss worse than we do
That's
sometimes,
just
guys.
right.
Okay, so they've heard much worse, especially going to school.
No, seriously, school is the problem, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah,
Um,
let's not bring that into the conversation because they're not ready for
they're
that.
not ready for that.
Okay, they're not ready for that.
So about 7 or 8 years ago is when I had the notion to write, but I wasn't. I knew there was a spiritual avenue, but I was not completely in tune with it. It was just, I knew it, but I didn't know. But at that time, when it was time to write that book, that's when the timeline switched. So, yes. I do feel like there was a deeper healing there because I was broken. The first relationship before the guy that pushed me to write the book, it's like he used that against me. He used my first relationship against me because my first relationship was so publicized. We were a Twitter couple. So we
Mm.
were we were like an internet couple, like a social media couple. But on the real side, I was absolutely head over heels for this man. So it wasn't about social media really. Well, when we broke up, people were like, what happened? And then when I started dating this other guy, he was a follower of mine, and he asked me, and he turned around like 8 months later and did the same exact thing that the first guy did.
I come to realize that they kind of already know who to look
To
out
play
for and what to look out for. They all do because and it's not just men, there are women who do this too.
Absolutely.
They look for people who may not have a lot of family supporting them. They look for people who don't have relatives that they're really close to, so they know I'm not gonna get my ass beat if I fuck this person over or whatever. Yeah, I know age restriction, right? Um,
We've been
I
warned.
definitely know that they just sense it. They can see something in you that says this person is already hurt. So if I do something, they'll heal from it, and I'll move on to the next person.
It won't
Um,
sting too bad.
yeah,
Hold
absolutely.
on. Law and Order start talking again.
Ah! It's all good.
I thought I turned it off and I paused it. Sorry.
It's all good. It's all good.
I've been on a
So
binge.
I want to, if there are two things that you could tell women or men from being in relationships with narcissistic people, what would you say?
Don't fall too hard too fast. Do not fall too hard too fast. That personally is my problem because I'm such a lover girl. I'm not a multiple man woman type thing. I'm such a lover girl. So I know you lying to me. Hold on.
I can't help but laugh, girl, because that's just a sign right there,
What is
okay?
happening here?
Distractions. That's all it is. It's distractions trying to keep you from telling it.
What in the world is happening here?
Girl, I just told
With the whole
you.
TV outside. Um, I'm such a lover girl, and when I fall, I kind of fall hard a little bit. I fall hard, but I don't fall stupid. There's a
Right.
difference. If you fall too hard and stupid, you're screwed. You're absolutely screwed. You're silly putty to the narcissist now.
Hmm.
But
Don't fall too hard.
I love hard. When I fall hard, and I just highly recommend keep steady, keep your back straight. When they
I agree.
stand up
I
for
agree.
sure. Because I some years ago I had a website, and there was an article on there that I wrote called "Love Don't Be Weighing That Much All the Time."
Girl, you better say that again.
It don't be weighing for real. So when women tell me because I love him is why I'm staying, that's not enough for me.
I agree.
That is not
Love is
enough.
not enough.
Love is
Love,
not enough.
I feel like the people use the word because they don't understand what it means.
For sure.
Love was never meant to be conditional. It was always meant to be unconditional when you love. And I feel like people use it so much these days that it does not even have a meaning. People don't know what real love is because they never really experienced it. So when they get attached to someone, or like I said, attached, because that's exactly what it is. That's not healthy love. Healthy love is still being able to do your own thing and allow this person to do their own thing. And then when y'all come together, you don't have to worry about, was this person cheating? Was this person doing it? That's healthy love. And even if they were, you know that you did what you were supposed to and you're part of the relationship, and you can just say up and walk away. It's one thing about falling in love and actually standing. Some people don't understand what that means. You cannot, when you fall in love, when you're falling, you don't have control, correct? But when you're standing, you can see clearly in your peripheral vision and anything that else that tries to come at you in a situation. And what people need to understand is there's nothing wrong with loving someone, but falling, you can't control a situation. You can't even control yourself when you're falling. I can tell you that because I done fell down the steps a few times and I could
Mhm.
not control how I was landing.
Man, I'm trying to stop in the middle of the flight and I just ended up
Okay,
at the
and you
bottom.
trying to put your arms out, trying to break the fall, and that shit ain't working. You gonna break it.
Stop it.
Okay.
And you just keep falling.
All you gonna do is hurt yourself in the meantime by trying to
Mhm.
keep yourself
Yep.
from doing that. But if you
Sure.
stand in it and understand what that means, there's no reason for you to feel some type of way once you get out of it. You pick yourself up and you move on. That was a lesson I needed to learn. And I feel like some of us hold on to the hurt and the pain so much from someone acting like they were somebody that they weren't when we really already saw it.
Yeah.
Let me say this.
Yeah.
I want you to understand while you were going through with them other people in your relationships, it was just to build you stronger for who you're supposed to be with.
Yes.
And you're doing an excellent job. You done raised your son who is now in college, correct?
Yes. He's
Okay.
19.
Okay. Okay, mom. Okay. Got two books under your belt.
Yeah.
Acting, modeling, doing different things to keep your glow on. People need to understand that there is life after love. I mean,
There
after
is.
you fall with for
There's
the wrong
there's
person.
there's life between love because
Ah,
when love will come, you just
in
don't know
love.
when.
That's
But in
right.
the meantime, taking care of self so that you can be your as complete as possible. So here's the thing. I don't believe that a man can complete me. A
Agreed.
relationship can't complete me. Can
Agreed.
it complement me? Yes. It's a compliment because understand this, I am the trophy in this.
That's
I don't
right.
care which way we look at it.
Can
I'm
we
the
get
trophy in
Simone
this.
Biles on the phone? Can we get so that she knows that she's the prize? We need to get Simone. Go ahead, girl.
On line one, definitely I believe there's a I don't believe in taking like relationship hopping. Absolute not. Like from going from one relationship to another, thinking you're healing, thinking you over the other one. No, you're not.
That's
No, you're not.
right.
If you're over that person, it wasn't real love there. It wasn't true love there. You might not have been in love. You had love for
Right.
them.
You might have been in lust.
You were
Okay.
definitely in lust up to your knees. It was not love.
You better tell them. You better tell them. Because I feel like we just sometimes as humans we're so visual, looking out at the outside of someone and have yet to really get to know the inside of them. I heard something, and I love Judge Lynn Toller. Okay, the woman gives amazing advice. I don't look at her judge shows that past repeats to see what she's talking about with marriage. I like the advice that she gives at the end. Okay, and she told this one couple that you know I don't even have anything to say to y'all because y'all just ran amok in y'all relationship. You cheated on him and he cheated on you, and I don't know what y'all thought was happening,
Yeah,
but yeah, no, that.
it's over pretty much.
She gives some amazing advice. If you've never watched Judge Lynn Toller, her repeats, because she's retired now from divorce court, make sure that y'all do, because she gives some amazing advice just on being a good person. Period.
Hmm. Yeah,
We all have a responsibility. We all do,
yeah,
even though we
yeah.
may feel like we don't.
Yes.
And especially you're putting yourself out there as a model, an actress. And I know people say, well, I'm not here to be a role model for anyone, but you just automatically get that. Look at Beyonce. She didn't ask for that. She loved Rihanna too. She didn't ask for that. She really said, I'm not here to be a role model for anyone. That's who Rihanna is, period. She's a Pisces too. So, but it's like, I feel like you have written and talked about things with people that you need to continue when it comes to relationships, when it comes to being a single mom, going to school, dealing with a narcissistic family, and breaking the chains of that too. There's a lot of us starting to break those generational.
And I'm so proud of us. I'm
Mm,
so proud of the generation under us that are speaking up, because in like my mom's generation and older, like they don't want you to speak your mind, because I don't know if y'all were ever told this, but in my household, we got told stay in a child's place.
yeah, all the
I
time.
could not wait to turn
All the
18.
time.
All the time. It was stay in a child's place, this no matter what you said. And sometimes it's not that you said anything wrong. The
No, it
adult just
wasn't.
didn't like what you said.
Exactly, because you saw it as a child.
For
You
sure.
see stuff through a child's eyes, which is pure because you
Yes.
don't know what the fuck is going on, but you tell people what you saw, and they're like, "Oh, no, you didn't see that." Yes, the fuck I did.
Yes, I
Like
did.
I know what I saw, and I think that they underestimate children when
For
they're
sure.
younger to know what is really happening, what is going on. My daughter, when she was 4, she could tell me stuff, and I was like, "This child been here before."
Yes. That's
Okay.
exactly how I was about my son. I was like, my man's done been here before, because where did you get that
Yes.
from?
Yes. Like,
And
growing up in a narcissistic family, because I did as well, it was full of a lot of narcissistic women and single moms at that. And it baffled me the way that they treated each other,
yeah.
treated me, treated my mom. Treated,
Yeah.
we're supposed to love each other. We're like family. I already go outside these doors and get treated like shit. I didn't think my own family would do the shit.
That's
Okay.
it. Like, if there's a world of people out here ready to treat me like I'm nothing to them, why in my household am I being treated otherwise?
Say that again.
I
Like
don't
that's
get it.
supposed to be your place of peace.
My home is from the day I get on this earth to the day I die. No matter what house I go to, it's supposed to be my place of peace. Scared to go home, don't want to go home. None of that does not make sense to me. Where
Exactly.
you lay your head, where you spend most of your time, should be your happy place, your sanctuary, no matter what.
I agree.
If you are
I
scared to
agree.
go home, it's time to come up out of whatever situation you in.
I
I
agree.
don't
I
care
so
who the people
agree.
are.
I
I don't care the relationship. Get out of there.
I I really agree with that. I want to talk with you for a second because we missed it. Unfortunately, I was going to have a few other people on the show, but there were things going on, and Spirit wanted me to concentrate on something else. Uh, Human Trafficking Awareness Month. And I myself have not experienced human trafficking, but I did experience some sexual assault and domestic violence. And Blossom and Grow, that's what we're about, helping people heal from that trauma. I want to know your thoughts about the Black community in human trafficking.
Okay. Crazy you asked that, because just the other day I walked down to the corner store 3 minutes away, and on the way back home, they tried to pick me up. And Louisiana and Texas, Louisiana, Texas, and Florida have signs everywhere about human signs everywhere, because if you see it, report it. So
Yes.
human trafficking is very, it's a horrible thing. It's a horrible thing, because my thing is, why you can't find you something else to do? Why you can't go get a real job? Why you got to be kidnapping women? What's the obsession? I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. The you spoke on, you said about domestic violence as well. The first sign of abuse, get out of there. I don't
Yeah.
even care if it's verbal abuse. That's where it's gonna start.
Yeah.
Verbal abuse first, then it's physical abuse. Now you done shook up your spiritual, and now you all messed up. And recovery
Absolutely.
from abuse is It takes a while.
It takes a long time.
It takes a very
It takes
long
a
time.
very long time to be able to trust people again,
For
to
sure.
be able to feel safe in your own skin again, to
Sure.
not want to cover yourself from the neck. That's all you want to show is this and up. After I know, and I know it's easier for us to sit here and say, get out. It's not, because I wish I would have had the first time that I realized that's what I was getting. You know what I'm saying? It's not, it's definitely not hard to get out of a domestic violence, especially because there are some men who are crazy and they will kill you. Okay. I experienced it. One of my girlfriends up in Pennsylvania, actually, her family went to church with us. Her husband, she was leaving him because he was abusive and she was tired of it. He met her outside her job one day and killed her, girl, out right in the middle of daylight. She worked at a bank. Okay? So it's not, it's very hard when people say, oh, you should just leave. You should, it's not that easy. Be strategic
Yeah.
because they are too.
It's not that easy, especially when it just comes out of nowhere. Say you've been in a relationship that's perfect for 2 years and then they become abusive. You already in love now. You already
Mm-hmm.
giving your heart to somebody, and you sitting there trying to figure out what happened. And sometimes, I'm not gonna lie to you, it's hard for the abuser too, because I will admit something right now. I've been the abuser before.
Listen to.
And he should have left. To me, he should have left. He kept coming back to me. So from majority of domestic violence is from a man's standpoint, because the man is the from one standpoint, because the man is the abuser. From a man's standpoint, I feel like he should have left. And
Yeah,
it's not just a, oh, that's what he get. No, I was completely wrong.
I
I was
agree.
completely wrong, but it wasn't like I wasn't coming home from work abusing this man. He was cheating on me. So
Mm-hmm.
I was, instead of him leaving, I was triggered and I decided to fight instead of just leaving. So it's hard on both ends to leave when all you got to do is leave. It's not that simple.
It really
Because if
isn't.
you had
It
a
really
left,
is not.
when you had a left the first time he called you out of your name, you wouldn't have, but you brushed it under the rug because, oh, he didn't mean it, oh, he was just playing. No, that's verbal abuse.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
100%.
You know, it's the ones that are covert that drive me to the point where it's like, just be who you are.
Yeah.
But no, they want to reel your
Reel
ass
you in
in
first.
uh before they show maybe 6, 8, 9 months down the line who they really are.
For sure.
They have a plan the whole time and you don't even realize it. Um,
Yes.
and once you're in the midst of their plan, you're kind of like, wow, especially if you are living with this person, especially if you are got a child with this
Yes.
person.
There's so many
There's
circumstances
so
when it
many,
comes
and that's exactly why we do what we do,
yeah,
because I feel like people just need to know there are different circumstances, but there's help everywhere.
everywhere. There's
And
everybody's situation is different. Everybody's, because some people are with their high school sweetheart for years and don't know how to live on their own. He's been paying all the bills. Don't know the first thing about paying bills. You know what I'm saying? So it's
okay,
it's it's rough in some areas, easier in others, and I just cannot leave in some. How am I supposed to live my life without this man? And that's
I,
a quotable somebody has said to me.
oh, of
I
course,
said, you
people.
most definitely deserve better.
Exactly,
You deserve better
exactly.
than this.
Like you lived it without them before.
Yes,
I know the circumstances might be a little different now,
for sure.
but as long as you believe in a higher power and you keep your wits about you,
For sure.
you can move forward from
You can
that
move.
situation. All of them aren't.
You can move forward.
That's
I
right.
promise
You
you.
can move forward. You guys, I will definitely be posting up pictures of her books after this. We'll also put on the link where you can buy them from, okay? so that you guys can support Mercy and what she's doing, and support Blossom and Grow as well for the Social Seeds podcast. We love having you on. I am going to ask you our last three questions. What is your rose, your thorn, and your bud? Now, your rose is what is in full bloom for you right now.
Um, Full bloom for me right now is prosperity.
Yes.
Prosperity and patience for sure.
Yes, I agree. I agree. When you think about your thorn, what are you finding challenging right now?
Patience.
But it is blooming for you. The
It,
patience is blooming for you
yes,
because of a situation that you're in.
yes,
Yes.
yes. The,
So
the
your
the
thorn is,
thorn the thorn is the wreck, but it is giving me so much patience.
and it's probably what you needed. We were talking earlier about you being able to sit and decide and then move purposefully.
Yes,
And I feel like that's what this thing is for you right now.
for sure.
Why you're being asked to be patient, even when you don't want to be. Because right
Patience
after
is,
it, you're going to
patience
be
is
where you
hard for
want to be.
Leos.
Yes.
Patience is hard for Leos. We like to move how we want to.
Y'all fire. That's how it is.
Yes.
But sometimes we need to sit down and listen from time to
Have a
time.
seat.
And that's it. That's it. What is your bud? What are you nurturing to grow right now?
A better me. I'm always working on a better me.
Good evening.
The phrase, what is the phrase? The flower from the concrete rose from the something.
Hey.
Something like that. It's like my bud is always planted. Yes, it's gonna grow. Yes, I'm gonna grow this way, this way, this way, and this way. But my bud is always planted because I'm always shifting. I'm always becoming a better me. Who I was last year ain't it. Who I was
Man.
7 years ago, I'm not that same person. Who I
Girl,
was,
last week. Last
I
week.
don't even know who she was. Okay.
Exactly.
And I'm on day 21 of being in the house. I don't even know who she was last week.
Oh my God.
But I'm
Girl.
always I'm always planted to be a better me. Let me tell you this. In college, we had to write in public communication class, we had to write a paper about people that someone in your life that has encouraged you to be a better you or whatever in class. Everybody was speaking about their coaches, their mom, their dad, how their grandma raised them. My story completely knocked the socks off everybody in class because my mom was so narcissistic when we were growing up. Like, I know way more now at 40 than I did at 21 and 20 in college.
You
But
better say it.
say that she was such it was so different for me. My sister was her favorite and all of this stuff. The paper that I
Wow.
wrote for that classroom blew their minds because I wrote about her, but it was not in a good sense.
And what's crazy is that you just said that my sister was my mom's favorite and I was my mom's favorite. And my sister felt that.
Yes.
And I didn't realize it until I was much older. But
Exactly.
it had already messed up me and my sister's relationship. I'm
Yeah.
still estranged from my sister. I don't think we ever will be friendly again. Like, she just really took it out on me that my mom loved me or liked me. I don't know. It wasn't my fault. I didn't ask my
And
mom
the
to love
thing
me
is,
more.
I knew it wasn't my sister's fault, and my sister was completely oblivious. Like, we're day and night.
I was oblivious.
You literally have to write it down for my sister sometimes. So she didn't get it until she was getting married, and my mom was doing the craziest things. And my sister was like, "Why is mom doing this to me?" I said, "Well, baby, I don't know what to tell you. This has been my life the whole time. So,
Mhm.
welcome."
She jealous. She was jealous.
Yes,
She was jealous. Your mother was jealous of you
for
in
sure.
different ways. In
So
different
many people
ways, and she
told me
just
that.
never knew. She just never told you.
Yes, so many
Yeah.
people told me that she was jealous of me, but I was young. I was young. I was very protective of my mom and my sister. But once I got older and we had a big falling out and all of this stuff, it's all making sense now. it's all making sense that the
Mhm.
lady don't like me.
Yeah. And that's exactly, I feel like what my sister was going through. But instead of her trying to do it differently, she took it out on me. And
No,
all of
you're
our life,
narcissistic.
she took it out on me. I've never been, I can't even get to a point where I can actually hug my sister and mean it because of the way that she did a number on me, my sister. And
Oh,
I don't blame her in certain ways until she got older. When you get older and you're still doing that, you
you
know
know
what you're
better.
doing and
Yeah,
there's no excuse.
you know
When
better.
we were kids, I got it. I get it because I didn't realize that I was the favorite. I didn't. I was oblivious. I was totally oblivious to that. But when I got older and I realized how strained my mom and my sister's relationship was, I realized that, well, that's one of the reasons why she don't like me.
Yeah.
And even though I tried to have a relationship with my sister over the years as we got older, it never worked. She just outright didn't like me. And she was doing stuff that I found out later behind my
Mhm.
back, talking about me real bad and all kinds of shit. So to my children, to other family members, girl, I get it. We're just on the opposite ends of it. I
Yeah, for
totally get
sure.
it.
For sure. Because it, like how your mom, I mean, your sister was treating you, that's how my mom was treating me. But my mom was very materialistic. So
Right.
anytime she bought for one, it's like she had twins. We were 2 years and 8 months apart, but it's like she had twins. She bought two of everything. And to her, that's loving us the same. But I can count on one hand, I'm 40, how many times that lady has told me she loved me.
Same thing. I was 35 when my mom first told me she loved
Yes,
me.
ma'am.
And
I
she
was
was
going through.
sick at the time. She was getting sick. And that was then that she finally told me that she loved. I get it, sis. I
Yeah.
so get it. It seems like it was rampant in the black family back in the days. I don't know what
Yeah.
in the world.
Yes, because they just didn't want to believe stuff. They didn't want to believe stuff. They didn't want to accept things. Like
That's
still
it.
now, she finna be
Right.
60, and my mom's about to be 60, and she still won't accept that she needs therapy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's
Well,
still the whole what goes on in this house stays in this house
stays
shit.
in this house.
Okay.
Well,
That
let me
shit
get
don't
out this
work.
house then. So, let me go and get out this house
Yeah,
so we ain't gotta do this.
exactly. And that's exactly. I left home at 15. I left home at 15. My sister had left at 18 when she graduated from high school. And I was like, oh no, I can't. Mm-mm.
I can't
And
do this.
especially with the stepfather who was doing all kinds of shit, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And my sister experienced it with him before me, of course. And it
Yeah.
was just, my mother was just like the type of woman who needed to have a man in her life. And
Woo.
so she let that man stay, even though I told her what was going on with me and my sister and that man that she married. She just needed a man. And of course, I
And
was told, oh, you're lying, you're this, you're that. Later on, they still talk about it. They still talk about me lying about what this man did to me and my sister. And I'm like, why would I lie
why
about
would I
that?
lie about that?
Yeah, in my own family, and it's all the women. It's all of the women who just don't. And it's like, you know what? If y'all, that's where y'all are at mentally, stay there. I get it. It's hard to look at the truth. I get that
Yeah.
shit. But I done looked at it
Hard
for
to
years
swallow the
and
truth.
years now. I done looked at it for years and years now, and y'all gonna see it now too. It's just,
Hmm.
and I definitely feel like people are raising up to tell people you're wrong. You're
Yeah.
wrong. The way that you did things, and you're wrong. You were wrong for this. And it's just
Also,
time.
parents would like our parents. They have a hard time apologizing when they are wrong, even if they realize they
I
were
used to
wrong.
too.
They have a huge problem with apologizing. Me, straight
Yep.
up. I'm as a mom. My son is 19 and in college, and I still ask him, "Is there a way that I can be a better mom for you?"
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
even
Yes.
we know
So
that
true.
children, yes,
So true.
we know that children, they get to school and pick up stuff they see and all of this stuff. So even when I had a very, very good son, he was athletic and everything. When he would do something, just it could be something minor, I blame me. I said, hey, did I mess up somewhere? Is it something better I could do? Because
But that's
why are you
also
trying to be a baby
trauma.
number
That's
one?
also trauma because of what you went through, you're constantly putting that mom guilt on you. And that is trauma. And
Yes.
we don't realize it. And I done read a few articles about mom guilt, and I'm gonna be publishing them junks, okay?
Mhm.
But I'm trying to tell you, it's because of the trauma that your mom put you through.
Sure. And
It's not
I
because
just
you're
don't
not
want my
doing.
child to ever. I have one biological child because I did not want my son to feel the way that I did. I mean, my children to
Mm.
feel the way. I didn't want my second child to feel like I loved my first child more. I did.
You know, it's so crazy. And maybe that's why I had four. But I told my kids I had so many because I don't want y'all to be alone when I'm gone.
Yeah.
Like, I know what it's like to have people around you and still be alone.
Yes.
And they're your family.
Yes.
And I don't want y'all to, brothers and sisters could be some of the most amazing relationships if they're nurtured the right way and if people are being honest and respectful to each other.
If they genuinely love each other.
Exactly.
When siblings are cussing at each other, and I couldn't imagine calling my sister out of her name. I
Thank
just could
you.
not do it. I don't see
Thank
how
you.
sisters be siblings be. I guess that's what they're supposed to do. Now, don't get me wrong. When we were younger, my sister used to put me through it, and she was the younger sister. But we were kids then. But as adults, I don't understand that really. I really don't understand how siblings are mean
Sometimes
to
you
each
have
other.
to cut ties, and that's what I realized that I had to do with my sister. I tried for years, and I mean over 20 years, to have a good relationship with my sister. I even would take on the brunt of having to pack up my four kids and travel an hour and a half to go spend the weekend with her. I would do that. She would never come and see me. She would never
Yeah,
come.
my sister
She
ain't
would
coming.
never visit. She would never, if I didn't call, there was no call. I tried for years and then I finally said, you know what? I get
It's
it.
a
You don't
one-way
like me. You don't
relationship.
want me around. I'm good. I'm gonna move on. I understand your blood, but blood ain't always thicker than water.
It
And
is
if people
not.
tell you that it is, somebody wrong.
Somebody
Somebody is
lying to you
wrong. Somebody is wrong.
because
I've met more people.
my family is my blood. I don't
See?
talk to them people. I do not talk to them people. I don't even live in Nashville no more, and I'm pretty sure 99% of my family that's in Nashville don't know that I'm gone.
Yeah, and it's crazy because it's like, well, you ain't never reached out to me. What do I need to talk
What
to
do I
you
need
for?
to
I don't.
tell you for? What you
Right.
if you don't
You
see
don't
this
need to
Facebook
know.
post, I don't know what you want me to say.
I remember years ago when I had moved back up to my hometown from DC, and I realized that my family was talking about me, and I don't know why, but I was going through. I had left my ex husband. This was years ago, 2003, I believe, and I got a call from someone saying, well, why didn't you tell us that you were moving back to Pennsylvania? For what? I don't talk to y'all. Y'all don't help me with my children. You don't help me with what? Why are you calling me? Because you just want to know my business. That's all.
You nosy.
So they
You
can
just
talk
want to know
about you.
what happened. You
So they
wasn't
can
trying to
talk.
know what happened when it was going south in this motherfucker.
Yeah. You knew I was having struggles and I was by myself with small children,
Not getting
okay?
called
Not
in.
that that was your fault. It wasn't. I'm not blaming it on nobody. I wanted my kids, every last one of them,
Yeah.
okay? And it was me doing what I need to do. I don't have to tell you where the fuck I'm going when I'm going there for what? You ain't doing
For
nothing for
what?
me. You're not an
You,
emergency contact, so
you just want to be nosy.
exactly. So yeah, guys, we usually don't get on here and talk like this for social seeds, but I appreciate the candor, Mercy. Thank you guys so much in the audience for coming in to join us. Does anyone have any questions for Mercy or for me? If you do, now would be a great time for y'all to
Now would
open
be a
up. The floor is open.
the floor is
We will
open.
be back every other Sunday on Social Seeds, at least for the next month. And then we're going to be preparing some other stuff for y'all for the summertime.
Yes.
Okay. It will be, I'm bringing on a co-host, Miss Mercy right here. So you guys will be seeing both of us on social seeds. Even when we don't have a special guest, we will be talking it up, chatting it up about healing from trauma and our dysfunctional ass families that we grew up with, healing from them and showing you guys how to do it as well.
For
Uh,
sure.
any type of subject that you guys would like us to cover, please DM us here on Blossom and Grow, because I can get DMs here on Blossom and Grow. Okay,
Okay,
because they ain't
so
blocked me yet. Okay, from doing that.
Mickey's Mima wants to know. I just want to know
How
this
do you
one.
cope with the loneliness?
So here's the thing. One, I've been single almost January made 10 years. I'm not lonely. Not at all.
Sad.
I'm not lonely. Not,
Sad.
not even this much.
Well, you know, it's the peace of mind and the peace in my spirit and my body that makes me not have loneliness. I have
You're
so
not
much
lonely.
peace, and it's from
Yes.
spirit.
Yes.
Like I feel whole.
Yes.
When you are lonely, it's because you're looking for something on the outside of you to
For
fulfill
sure.
you.
Yes.
But what you need is already inside of you.
Mm-hmm.
And once you tap in to who you are, you'll never be lonely
You'll
and
never
you'll
be
never be
lonely
bored,
again. Straight
because
up.
your mind, like it's like spirit opens up your mind and pours so much creativity,
Yes.
shows you all the different activities that you were missing out on because you were waiting on motherfuckers or motherfuckers to get it together. And then you just start exploring life and your world and everything that people were trying to keep you back from holding, from experiencing.
Yes.
That's all it is.
This
And
is it right here. When you learn to run your own
yes,
company, then the loneliness goes away. Because here's the thing.
yes,
So here's the thing. Once you, it goes back to when I said about relationship hopping. You don't need to relationship hop when especially a long-term relationship. When that ends, it's time to get little. It's time to get little. It's time to settle down with self, because now you need to
yes.
rebuild yourself.
That's right.
It's time to rebuild yourself for your next relationship, no matter what it is. And that next relationship don't even have to be a person.
And you know what? And that is so true. And you know, with the doing it yourself, getting into it yourself, you're going to find so many things that you're interested in that you didn't
Yes.
even realize that you were
You didn't
interested
even
in.
know you could do. I did not know that I would have ever written, let alone two.
Exactly.
I did not have any. When I say y'all, I had no intentions on writing a book. It was strictly on Facebook. The first four parts were on Facebook. And then the comments started saying, you just need to write a book now. You just need to write a book. And that's how it happened. It turned into a book. I was in my first African American book fair. When I left the book fair, I went to T-Mobile to pay my bill. I met a fan. I didn't know that
See?
lady from a can of paint. And she said,
See?
are you Mercy? I was like, are you the fan?
Yeah. Yeah.
I was like,
Right.
why
Are
do
you
you
looking
know
for
that?
me?
She said, I read your stories on Facebook and I need you to, and she pulled my book out of her purse. She said, I need you to sign it. I autographed a book. Y'all,
There you go.
none of that ever crossed my
There
mind
you
when
go.
I was
And that's
serious
how it
about it.
starts with your creativity.
Yes,
I'm telling you, I know that the first, I don't know, few 6 months after breaking up with someone, yeah, you're going to experience loneliness because you probably had that person as a part of your world every day.
yes,
So
yes,
it's just like having a dog. If you have a dog that you see every day, that you feed, you take for a walk, if that dog dies, what's going to happen? You're going to grieve. You're
yes.
going to because at the time. This is not some fly by night thing that happens. Oh, all of a sudden, I'm not crying no more. I feel better. No, you got to actually work on that.
You have to
You
go
got
through
to
the. It's
actively
it's
work on
it's
that.
like a cold, the flu. It got to work through your system seriously. But where people mess up is stopping it from working through
Yes.
the
And
system.
jumping into
I don't.
something new.
Yes, I don't want to go through that. I don't want to cry. I don't want to hurt. Nobody wants to hurt, but
Exactly.
sometimes you got to hurt so that it can finish. When they say keep taking the medicine for the whole 10 days, don't stop at 5. Take
Right.
it 10 so it can kill
That's
the
right.
infection.
That's right. We do ourselves an injustice when we leave one relationship and try to jump into another one right away just because, oh, I don't want to be alone. Why? What's wrong with you? Think
What's
about
wrong
that.
with you?
Why you don't want to be alone with yourself?
Why you don't like yourself?
What's
Yes.
going
Why
on?
why you don't like
What is
yourself
going on? Exactly.
to be by yourself? I don't understand that, because if you sit back and realize why you don't want to be by yourself, you'll probably realize why you can't hold on to a relationship. Now, I can't
Mhm.
talk too much on relationships and definitely not on marriage, because at 40, I've only been in two solid relationships. Some situations happen, but two solid relationships where I was legit in a relationship with somebody, I've only had two. And that's because I don't give everybody me. Everybody don't
Absolutely.
deserve me. Number one,
Absolutely.
everybody don't deserve to touch my shoulder. So no,
Absolutely.
I'm just not gonna be laying down with anybody, you know what I'm saying, just going on dates because I'm hungry. I don't do stuff like that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I feel like some people think that, well, I'm just dating, but you're letting all kinds of people into your energy.
And it doesn't
And
have to be
it
sexual.
doesn't. It
Like,
doesn't have to be sexual, but
no, because
spirits can jump. Hello.
yes, people always think, that's what you mentioned, them going on a lot of dates. Because one of my best friends, 2023, Shorty was just popping them. I said, hey, hold it together. I said, we losing control. Hold it together, because you don't you don't always have to have sex with every person you go on a date
That's
with, but
right. It's a
that
date.
does not mean you not picking up their energy. I don't
Right.
feel like everybody deserve my energy.
And they
I
don't.
just don't
And
feel
they
like
don't.
that.
But a
I don't.
lot of us are not taught that
Yes.
until we get older and we realize so and so's energy is, and I don't like being around it, so I'm going to stay over here.
Yes.
And when we're young, we're going to go do this and we're going to do that, and I'm going to go out with this guy this day and that guy, or guys too. Guys going out with this girl this day, going out with that
Yes.
girl that day. They getting it too. And that's
Yes.
what they don't understand.
Yeah. Because
I
I do
don't care
not
if you're
believe
not
in that
sleeping
double
with them.
standard.
I don't care if you're not sleeping with them. You still getting whatever energy that they're
Yep.
throwing towards you. You still getting it,
Yes.
and that's why I'm okay with a lot of the time being alone, even with women. Because first of all, I'm strictly dickly. I know there are people
Strictly.
who think that I'm bisexual, but I'm not. My
Yes.
daughter is
Me too.
LGBTQ, and I'm very proud of that. However, I don't have sex with everybody that I go out with. I barely let you touch my hand, especially if I'm feeling some type of come on now,
Just
because
don't.
you can't. You can't. I don't know you. I'm trying to get to know you, and as long as you don't try to think that you can touch me around my waist, because I don't know you, sir. I don't care if we are together. Don't
Who you
touch me.
touching?
You gotta watch people touching you,
Who
and
you touching?
like, like, no, I can guide myself.
I know how to
And
walk.
if I was your woman, then yes, you can put your
Yes.
arm around my waist and lead me forward and stuff. But don't you touch me, sir. I
Yes.
don't know you. Okay.
And the worst feeling, the thing is, this was somebody said something on, I think it's Spiritual Word or something like that, on Instagram. They said something about the topic we're talking about dating people and having sex with a bunch of people and all of that stuff. I said, look, let me tell you something. Once you are in tune with spirit, somebody could touch your arm and it send a shock through your body. You
Mm-hmm.
have to be in tune with those feelings. You have to be in tune with that connection.
And
You
girl, that is so true.
Yes.
Because there are times when I've gotten into, well, I didn't know they were situationships at the time, but that's what it was, okay? And what's crazy is with just the touch of someone, and if it irritates you or you cringe at the thought of it, you need to be around and you need to be listening to that. I'm trying to tell you, my own sister, I can't even because it's
That's
just my body is like That's not what
That's
you
not
do.
it. My friends don't
No.
understand when I say that about my mom. Because my mom, this is okay, as adults at 40 and 38, this is me and my sister. With my mom. When my mom hugs my sister, it's a embrace. It's all of this. She's doing all of this. When she hugged me, it's like I'm her nigga.
See?
She be like, love you.
Yeah.
My sister,
See?
it's like a whole, and I'm like how did she not know that I pick up on that?
How does she know that? How does she not pick up on that?
How did she not pick up on that? And she cannot understand for the life of her that she treated us different. She still treats us different. No, I don't. No, I don't, ma'am.
Hello, open your
Rejoice.
eyes. She refuses to see it. And you know what's
Yeah.
crazy is my mom did too. And that's why my sister was so angry about it. And I get it, but I had nothing to do with her
Yeah.
choice of how she treated you and how she treated me. I didn't tell that woman that I was the better child. I didn't,
Yeah.
she felt that way. She
Yeah.
felt like she needed it. And for whatever reason, my sister could never let it go. I
Yeah.
years to have a relationship with her, like I said. And finally, my reserve was just out. And I said, you know
You've
what?
given all you could give. That
It
I
is what it
understand that
is.
100%. If I keep trying and it's a one-way street, the one-way street gonna come to a dead end at some point.
Hello?
We're not gonna keep doing this.
Hello?
And that's for anybody. I don't care
Hello?
what your title is towards me. Just because you my mom, don't mean
Say
we gonna
it.
keep sweeping shit under the rug.
That son, daughter, grandma, I
Don't
don't care
care.
anymore, okay?
I do not
That's
care.
I just, when I started cutting my family off like maybe 4 years ago, I feel like a lot of them were shocked because I just started blocking them on everything. Changed my number, all of that. And but you should have seen this coming. I was there for y'all. All of my, when I could be. But when, I feel like what really did it for me, Mercy, was when my mom died in 2020 and nobody called me. None of my cousins, my sister, she only tried to call me to tell me that she had died, but that she was getting some type of gratification out of this or something. That's how I felt because she didn't like our mom. She never talked to our
Yeah.
mom for
So this is a good thing
years.
for her.
So I feel like it was just her wanting to give me the news that the person that I loved so dearly was dead. Okay.
Yeah.
But I do feel like I cut them all off. I just cut them off. When no one called me to say, I'm so sorry to hear, and I sang at all y'all mothers' funerals, and none of
Wow.
y'all called me when my mother died, I was done. Every last person on my mother's side, I'm done. I never talked to them again. Uh,
You
and
ain't
on my
wrong.
father's side, they act like they didn't know me for years. They would talk to my sister, wouldn't talk to me. I was like, okay. I don't.
We're
That's why
not
I
gonna
just go
keep
by
doing this.
Stacey Linnell because I don't use my last name. My mama named
That's
me.
why I go by my Isha Lachey. I don't want
See?
to go by my last name.
Mm-mm. Yeah, no. Mm-mm. They
I
don't
can't keep
deserve
holding
to
on to
have
this
their
last
last
name and
name
these
on
people don't
me
like
at
me.
all. At all, child. No. That was just because my daddy had sex with my mama and they gave me his last name. And I mean, they were married at the time. My parents were married at the time. My father died when he was 32. I was 7. So I've been without a father. Okay, most of the time I was without a mother because she got into
She
some
was there but
relationships
wasn't
where
present.
she just wasn't focused on her children. She was brought up to believe, just like her sisters, that it was more important to have a man in your life. And so that was her focus. My mom got into domestic violence situations with men other than my father because she wanted to keep a man around. Her daughters got molested. It's because you wanted to keep a man around.
You
So
wanted to
I
keep
just,
the man around.
child. I mean, I just let them all go. There's no reason for me to hold on to any of that.
Cut them all
Um,
off.
yeah, and I didn't want my kids around it either. So I wouldn't go. I took them to a few here and there, but I didn't. I'm sorry.
I don't
There
want
are people in
my
the
kids
family
around them.
that don't even like us. So
Yeah.
why come to a family function?
100% agreed. I don't go to no family, nothing. My mama, when we are good, It do be good, but when she is on her trip, it just takes a toll on me. So sometimes she would, so and so is having a cookout. No, no, I'm
Yeah,
not going. Why do you keep asking me that? Because Isha, that's your family. That's your family.
her
The
family.
people you be asking me about, I don't even know them people. I
Child.
don't even who is Uncle Edward? I don't know no damn Uncle Edward. No, I'm not going to his
Yeah,
cookout.
no. I was just done, and I didn't want my kids
Yeah.
around. And I know my kids saw how they treated me. A lot, and a few of them even came to me and said, "Mom, yeah, we they don't. My kids don't even deal with my sister
And
or any of them."
that's another thing. Kids pick up on stuff, especially when when you're close to your kids. Your kids gonna pick up on like, hold on, why are they treating my mama like this?
Right, exactly,
My
exactly.
son said to me, and this was about 5 years ago. No, about 7 years ago. He said, "Mama, I cannot believe you not in jail." He said because the way people are treating you, and he was 12 at the time. He said the way people are treating you is crazy to me. He said handle it very well. I'm
Yeah.
such this big figure in my son's life, and I be feeling like I'm crashing sometimes.
You know, that is so funny because we do. We put so much on ourselves thinking that things have to be perfect or we want them to, and our kids really are watching who we are and not what we are doing all the time. We think that they are, but they're looking at who we are and how we're handling situations because that's how they're going to handle that situation. So if you're out in the street cussing motherfuckers or motherfuckers out, they're going to be doing the same thing.
Yes.
Okay, because they done seen you do it. But if they see you choosing to lead with love, regardless of how people want to act on their end, they're going to do the same thing.
Yes.
They're going to do the same thing.
Yes, I have such a sweet child, and sometimes I don't be believing he came from me because, baby, I'm a firecracker. Okay,
You're so funny. Stop it.
I'm a straight up firecracker, and he is
I
just
know you are.
he
I
is a
know you
Libra,
are.
and he's a Libra, and both me and his dad are both Leos, August Leos at that. So at first he couldn't even be himself because he was so much of us, but now as an adult, he's such a good man, such a good man, and
Aww.
it makes me proud because I am his mom and I did raise him to be a good man. He is a God fearing man. This man reads his Bible every day, and it was
That's
not up
so
to me to tell
good.
him don't read that book. It was not
Yeah.
up to me to say that. That's what he'll figure that out when it's time for him to figure that
Yeah.
out. But
Absolutely.
as of right now, listen to me. It ain't nothing you can tell my child about that Bible, okay?
I know that's
He'll
right.
know it from the beginning to the end of it.
Oh, this Leo too. My daughter is on the cusp. My daughter Kayla, she's her birthday's the 23rd, so she's Leo
I
Virgo
was due
cusp.
on the 23rd. I knew you was gonna say the 23rd.
She is something else, child. Lord Javas.
Cause she got
Okay.
a little bit of Leo in that Virgo.
Jesus. Smart as a whip, wise as hell since she was little. I'm telling you, this little girl was potty trained by the time she was 9 months. Walking.
My mama said at 8 months, she said you wasn't even walking yet. But if I went to the bathroom, you crawled to the bathroom and took that diaper off and sat right on that pot. By 8 months, I
I'm
was potty
trying to
trained.
tell you,
Yep.
smart as a whip, firecracker. She's in she goes to Bowie State right now. And I think she got this one last year and she's going into criminal law and we need her because that girl, she's a detective like a motherfucker. You can't get nothing over on her,
That's
okay?
me.
And she did. She wants to be a judge. I believe that's what she was going
That was
for,
my
being a
dream.
judge. And we need some. And she's LGBTQ. We need some.
Yes.
We need some. So,
Yes.
especially black women, we need
Yes.
some. Okay? We need
Here for
some.
everybody black.
I want to thank you, Mercy, for coming on. You guys will
Listen.
be seeing more of Mercy. She is going to be a co host here on Social Seeds. We will be having different discussions, not just based on women, but also on children with trauma and things that we can do in order to help our children through these traumatic phases of their life or whatever they're dealing with. Because remember, like I tell y'all, if your mama had trauma before she had you, that trauma is born inside of you.
Born
It's
right
a part
inside
of
of
your DNA. And so we need to make sure that we're always aware of when a woman is going through some type of domestic violence or any type of trauma is being passed on to her unborn child, and it's in her DNA, and it will get pushed on to her children. So this is why we do this as well, is to try to get people to heal their trauma before bringing it into the next generation.
Yes.
So we want to thank you, Merci, for coming on. We
Sure.
want to thank our beautiful, beautiful people coming in here, subscribers.
Y'all for
And
coming to see me.
yes, I'm grateful that you guys are in here listening to us and supporting us. We will be back in 2 weeks with another episode of Social Seeds.
Yes.
Next time I'll have the theme music going. Okay. Bye. Thank you so much, Merci, for coming
Sure
on.
thing. See you soon.
See you. Bye,
Bye.
y'all.